Check yourself before you wreck yourself.
Welcome to a brand new Comfy Couch Cast featuring your host CatBit and 3 other people that I'm friends with. Who are you guys?
I'm Austin Trench. I'm a scary man on the internet.
I'm Dino. I make videos. A project should be coming out soon, and I also like to draw. So get hyped, folks.
I'm Random Hiri. I do animation. Basically, I played God and I made the drawings move. It's scary.
How does it feel knowing that you play God and make and decide the fate of these drawings?
Happened to me. I don't.
Oh boy. So, we have some topics for today. Some very interesting topics that happened last week, and I'm pretty sure you guys would be interested in discussing. Our first topic today is the furry disaster pick. The furry disaster pick that has been released last week that has horrified millions, including the furry community, and it's being made by the same studio that brought us E.T.
Really?
Ladies and gentlemen.
You don't mean...
Yes.
It can't be.
We'll be talking about the disaster film that's the horror film that's even more terrifying than Stephen King's It 2, Cats the Musical, the movie.
No.
Gross.
No.
Listen, here's the thing. If you make a movie like Cats and furries don't want to fuck them, fuck.
Yeah, man. You fucked up majorly. Like, fuck. Those designs are just ugly, dude. Like, Jesus Christ. Fucking Mike Myers looking ass. Oh my god.
It really shows the terror that is motion capture and digital face augmenters.
Dude, but it's like Mike Myers' Cat in the Hat looks miles better than these designs that they use for cats. It's like,
right, because wasn't his thing a suit too?
Yeah, it was just makeup and a bodysuit.
Yeah.
It doesn't work with live action people. As a movie, it doesn't work. The Lion King got away with this because it was people who weren't really lions. It was just called the Lion King, and they were just like, well, no, they're tribesmen now. And so, but here's the thing with Cats. Cats was a play. It's not a movie. And if they did make it down, why didn't they just use the suits from there? Because they look more cool looking. And here, they look like something from a Go Animate app.
Or here's my opinion, and I don't know, people agree with me on this, but just do what they could have just done what the Lion King remake did, and just use realistic cats and have them move their lips.
That'd be... No. The thing about Cats, the musical, is all about people in cat costumes, you know?
Yeah, but it's
if it's just regular cats, it'd be kind of weird and funky.
Yeah,
you know?
but it's no, but it's here's the thing.
Wilson dancing as a cat gives me nightmares.
No, but here's the thing. It would be less terrifying if they tried to make the cats look more like actual cats and try to at least... Okay, so those weird videos where some people would just put their arms underneath their cats and just move them around if they're dancing and such?
Yeah. I actually seen those videos. I never want to see those ever again.
Why can't they just do that? Just CGI some cats in there and just have them talk. It'd be less terrifying than what they did with this movie.
I still agree with it, but honestly, it sounds 10 times better than what we...
And this is my question, though. Why Cats the Musical, of all things?
Because they bought the rights for it years ago in the 80s, and they had it there, and they were probably going to lose the rights, so they had to find a way to make it, to keep it while also having a film in production, and they really just wanted to experiment with whatever play they had in their checkbox, so they just decided, yeah, let's do Cats.
It's strange because all the movies I've seen, like Broadway, like musicals, always end up bad because didn't they recently do something with Heathers, and that got like panned really bad?
Well, let's see here. Wait.
Austin,
When?
have you heard?
What?
Have you heard about Heathers?
I'm not a fan of Heathers to begin with, so no.
But did you hear about like when they tried to make like I guess like a movie or like a TV show about it, and then it got panned really bad?
Yeah, I searched it up. There was a TV show, and
like it was like overwhelmingly negative how people responded to it.
yeah, like it only lasted 7 days on TV.
I know, right? Because last year I was teaching like a pre-college mission, and I remember a lot of the students were big into musicals, like they really liked and stuff. So I remember when this was going on, like they would tell me like every day when I would go to class about like Heathers before we start our day. So I would just like let them talk about how much like the new Heathers, even though I never really listened. It's strange.
I don't know anything about Heather.
No, we're not talking about the bitch from like Toll Drama Island.
I know.
Isn't everyone on Total Drama Island a complete bitch, if we could be honest with ourselves?
Well, to be fair, all of humanity is rotten, so a Canadian cartoon show fully captured that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I say one more thing about cats?
Yeah, go ahead.
What?
How we treated the Sonic the Hedgehog movie, we gotta apologize to Sonic now.
God damn it. You're right. We're sorry, Sonic.
Even though your franchise...
You go do your thing over there. You just keep going.
Even though
You go be a generic kids movie.
Even though your franchise has been dead for years now, and like fucking Crash Bandicoot is putting you in another hibernation for a couple years now. You good?
Snap. Oh snap! Hold on. Let me see if I have the photo. So apparently there's some drama within the little off topic kind of, but apparently there's some inward drama in like within Sega. Basically, there's like a lot of infighting with the executive, saying especially with Sonic. Like I don't know who's in charge of Sonic nowadays. Yuji Naka left like, a long time ago. Izuka, yeah, he wants the games to be more back to the originals, but the executives are like, no, we need to fix the series. Like they want to fix the series and stuff, like remake it and stuff.
They tried to fix the series a bunch of times.
I mean, Sonic
Naka doesn't like, huh?
No, like examples of like how many times like Sega tried to reboot the franchise and it ultimately backfired on their face. Sonic 06, Sonic Boom, recently with Sonic Forces.
Oh my god. Yeah, they were mad. They were really mad at Sonic Forces, like really mad. And like there's a lot of infighting now, and like I've heard the Sega of Japan and the Sega of America are not talking to each other because they have different opinions about Sonic.
It doesn't help with the mere fact that like Sonic Team just got shut down this year, which is another.
Damn.
Hot dog!
Unless like they get the Mania team back on, like the Sonic franchise is ultimately dead at this point. There's no way they could ever fix it. There's no way they can even fix this franchise with how much of a mess it is now.
Nope. I think Sonic's fucking dead.
And Crash Bandicoot was the thing that had to kill it. But we'll be talking about
Crash Bandicoot lives.
Crash Bandicoot lives and might die in a couple years, but that'll be a topic for later in this podcast because.
Oh.
Hey, Random.
Yeah.
So Netflix, am I right?
Oh boy, Netflix! I tell you.
Yeah.
I barely use it, but now I gotta use it now.
Oh, really? Why? That's my question.
Because finally did it. We got it. We finally got the release date for Invader Zim and Enter the Floor Miss. Oh my god!
Finally.
Hallelujah.
God damn, it took a.
And it only
just meeting again.
And it only took them like how many months now?
It's taken them like they announced it around like 2017.
2 years.
And the trailer released last, and it's been done since like 28.
Wow.
And they haven't released it
Because
on the shelf.
Because
Nickelodeon's weird with it.
I guess.
Also tomorrow, it's being shown as a double feature at like San Diego Comic-Con with the Rocco movie.
Comic-Con, it's over, dude. It's Tuesday.
I don't know. I heard like there's like a double.
Okay, Random, it's time to put you in the home. You're getting dementia.
We're talking.
Did I fall for fake news? Usually Jacob's the one who falls for fake news, not me. How did this happen?
Hey guys, me Jacob. Stalking told me that there's gonna be a Fortnite TV show.
That was such a good day.
I know.
Yeah.
But either way, I'm hyped for Invader Zim. That shit's pretty fucking
Did you guys
cool.
see like the promotional
teaser?
Yeah, they
It
released
looked
today.
nice.
Fun.
It looked pretty cool.
Alright, here's what I liked, and there's some concerns I have with it. So I do love how it's designed and everything. Like they got really nice color scheme. I love how like Zim's in a fucking toilet. Or that Jonan Vasquez did on his Instagram. He just designed just the toilet background, and he's like, "This is what I'm most proud like I've ever drawn in my line." I feel like that's like one big contributions to Zim. I get that.
Yeah.
Is drawing a toilet.
Yep, that sounds like a very John thing he would do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also, it's the vibe of Zim really well with like with Richard Horvitz' laugh and like hearing like Gurr laugh again. But my only concern is pretty much one thing.
What is it?
I'm kind of not a fan of how it's animated.
It looks different.
Yeah, it's a little different for me.
It's a little rounder.
Yeah. I think mainly because like the art director is Jonan Vasquez. I don't know. Like they're probably secretly dating. Her name's Jenny Goldberg, which her like username's Cunch. So she's the art director on it. They were supposed to make a show for Disney XD. Very important house.
Yeah.
If you sorry to interrupt, but isn't the Enter the Florbus series, isn't the special gonna be based off like one of the comics?
I think like the first couple issues.
Yeah.
It might surprise us.
Hopefully, because like I saw that trailer and it's like, and I just realized this is just that one comic where like
I remember right away. You see like Dib looking like his little neckbeard's like in his like computer chair, looking all gross. That was issue 1, and some like in the scenes where you see Dib in the garage. That's a bit of issue 2 where he's trying to get tax shit. And a lot of those designs were done by Aaron Alexovich. He does their design job with doing Zim. While I think like a lot of like the designs were done by Cunch. So sometimes like I call Cunch cunt, and I don't let. It's like an inside joke between me and Acidia. She was like a guest on last week.
I mean, I know this sounds wrong of me to say, but it's like whenever people color themselves with like these different colored hairs, or like put these shit ton of tattoos on their faces, or like put like those weird metal bracelets or like stuff on their faces, I could tell these people are complete scumbags.
I wouldn't say scumbags.
Okay,
maybe a little bitchy. Maybe
a little too self-entitled.
Self-entitled, maybe.
People who do
got
what,
a bit of sass in there.
Oh yeah.
People who do what?
I don't know. There's that, and there's the other cartoon but there's the one movie I'm really excited for, which is essentially 90s SpongeBob, Rocko's Modern Life, which is actually coming out a week before Invader Zim.
Rocko's Modern Life.
I have a lot of questions about Rocco, where I keep thinking it's a reboot, but it's the finale. It's like, but it already had a finale, and it's just like, what if it leads to another cast taking over, and Rocco's Modern Life can continue on Netflix, being a Netflix show?
I don't know if Nickelodeon would be okay with that, because, like...
Well, they signed a deal, so obviously they would be okay with it, because they definitely get, like, rights.
Yeah.
And they're making a Ninja Turtles movie for Netflix.
And a Loud House movie for Netflix.
So Nickelodeon's like, we don't need to put these in theaters. We can just shove them on Netflix. We can shove shows there. We can have all this going on in case it, backfires here.
I mean...
Netflix will accept anything. Like, they lost a lot of money a few days ago. Didn't they lose like $12 billion or something?
I'm pretty sure they did.
Mm-hmm. Do you know how much money Netflix has spent just to keep Friends on Netflix?
How much did
How
they...
much?
Millions of dollars just to keep Friends on.
Wow. Friends
What,
must...
just licensing or what?
Yeah. But to be honest,
and now they're
are we gonna miss Friends? Nah.
I like Friends. It's not bad. It's
I
good.
don't.
Fuck Friends.
I mean, when I first saw the announcement, I was like worried, oh boy, this movie's just essentially Rocco and Friends just like messing around in modern times. But like apparently, as it was announced in Comic-Con, apparently like Rocco comes back and he wants to bring back a show he watched in the 90s that got canceled. He wants to get it rebooted for streaming.
Get it? Social commentary!
And millennials are supporting him for being a hero.
But yeah.
Wouldn't it be funny if at the end of the movie he realizes, hey, maybe nostalgia is not really a good thing. Maybe it's good to accept new things and try again. And then Effort interrupts it and says, hey, Rock, the show's back on! And it's like, oh, I'll be right there,
Hey, Austin, that was actually...
Yeah, that was really good.
Holy shit. That's like that one Uncle Alan. That's like that Uncle Alan sector.
I want to get Uncle Al someday on here.
Oh, Uncle Al.
Scoutmaster Lumpus! Scoutmaster Lumpus! Hey, where you at, Scoutmaster Lumpus? I do not know where
bitch ass Mumpus, where you at?
Oh, Laszlo, that's a very bad word.
Oh,
You cannot say
Laszlo,
that.
that's a terrible word!
Yo, do you remember the Cam Coochie video?
At least he did not say the N-word.
Nigeria! No!
Bruh. We're dead.
Our podcast is over. We're gonna get called out on Twitter.com.
How dare you say Nigeria? You're a Rwandan-funded channel! But as you were saying, CatBit, sorry, Random, I mean.
Yeah.
What were you saying? What were you about to ask?
What was I gonna say? I think I kind of forgot what I was about to say, but I kind of want to talk more about like the animation and the promo for Zim.
Sure.
Yeah, let's
Like,
go for it.
It like a lot of it seemed like they used a lot of like symbols, probably using Toon Boom in it, and like you can definitely tell in like his second laugh with like the pose could have been probably had like only 4 frames, but like you can do that. You can definitely do that with limited anime. But like there's this thing called snap poses, which the original show, I think also the original Ren and Stimpy did really well with like it, even if you have like limited animation.
I feel like my rebuttal for this is that, like, while it is wrong, at the same time, like, cartoons like Invader Zim has a certain art style that wouldn't be easy for today's animators to want to draw frame by frame, would rather have software do the job for them.
I could do it. If you
I actually
you're
like
the
the
exception.
design of the new Zim. Hear me out. I am a huge fan of neon colors, and they're obviously using a new software. And what they had back then is a lot different in there. Plus, Yonan Vasquez has a right to change it up a bit because who knows what happens after this movie. Either this is it, this is the last time we will ever see Zim again, goodbye folks, or what if a new cast takes over? That way they can continue the series, but actually have more story-driven mini-series episodes.
Well, we have the Oni Press comics for Zim.
And they could adapt those while reworking things. They could bring back tack. They could bring back so many things. We could actually have an episode, if they ever do this, where Zim finally realizes what happens and has decided, I'm still going to take over this world, and then Urk.
Because I heard, like, in a rumor that Enter the Forp is about, like, Zim actually finds out, like, the tallest don't care about him. And he gets really depressed.
I mean, Dib... Wait, I forgot. Like, in the comics, Dib got fat because why again?
Because he was stalking Zim.
Yeah, and Zim didn't come out for months, and then he decides to come outside, stretch his legs a little bit.
But by that you mean Gaz shoves him out of the house after giving him a bath.
Are we gonna get that Invader Dib movie at some point or not?
I don't know. That's never gonna happen. Not in a million years.
I don't think
because I remember back in like the internet days. Because on the internet, I was a trash Invader Zim fan. Well, I didn't do like the fan art.
Was?
You're still a trash.
I still am. Okay, I still am. I still got my Zim shit. I'm not like one of those people who are like, yo, let's fuck on the Gur like bed with like my Gur like comforter on.
Zim and romance.
Oh no, we don't talk about that.
Yeah, I'm gonna shut up now. Anyway, continue.
So, if with Invader Dib, I honestly like the idea of Invader Dib better, but like I'm still really open for this because we're getting more Zim, and just having Zim back for me is all I need in my life.
Yeah.
Zim, I like Zim. Like, sure, it can be edgy and pretentious. In fact, a few days ago, I saw like one of the episodes and I laughed, but there were some jokes that were dated because it was just lol random XD humor, and I've kind of grown out of it, but I still like it.
I don't think it's the show's fault for the lol random XD.
I blame like today's cartoons for making it so standard and mainstream.
I think Zim was just ahead of its time.
Yeah.
It was
before Drawn Together ripped Invader Zim a new asshole by saying, Hot Topic has everything a depressed suicidal kid needs, except parents that listen.
Yeah.
And it turns out Hot Topic is secretly that shitty movie Hostel where they torture cartoons to death.
Oh no!
Oh yeah.
Only it doesn't have the director come out and say, hey, don't shit on my movie, it's a parody of you dumbass Americans. And then people go like, that's nice.
Just leave my...
But, back to Zim, you know what I actually also hope comes out of this? If they ever decides like, hey, we want to milk Invader Zim more and make a sequel show, I want Zim to go to high school with Dib and Gaz, but Zim is tall now.
But no, here's the thing. Irkins, like, don't really grow, so if they do go to high school, Zim's gonna be the same height.
Oh no, but like, he would be banished. Like, he doesn't care about Irk anymore, but like, he still wants to take over Earth. So he's like, I must do this. Or he just has nothing better to do. And that could actually be a good show, where you talk about Zim basically going through the motions of life, but yet he still has these ideas to either destroy everybody or occasionally save the day. Because sometimes in the show, he goes from hero to villain, and villain to hero.
Remember when he saved the Earth from the Planet Jackers?
He's just like, barely.
He's like, we have saved the Earth, Gert! Now let's go destroy it.
He wants to destroy it.
Plus, I would love to play an adult Zim. I would just be like this.
Honestly, when I was talking about, you know how like you have the tallest, and like all the other invaders, like on all the other Irkins are just like this really tiny size. I always had this theory as a kid.
They're on stilts.
Yes, like like their suits, they're just like giant suits, and they're just regular Urkins in these big suits to make them look taller because they're chosen as like apparently the tallest. As
I think it's
leaders.
it's rare in the cartoon species where it's just like if one or two out of us become tall, we become leaders. And if that happened to Zim and the tallest are still there and they're like, no, fuck Zim! And they just leave him there and he's just like, whatever, I don't care. I'm still an invader. I just don't look like a child anymore.
Honestly, I think my theory makes sense because like the tallest are obviously just regular like Urkins, but they just get the title of tallest and they have like these giant suits. Yeah.
I think they actually are tall because you can see the green flesh part of their arms and hands because I'm looking at them right now. And they're exactly the same colored as their faces, so they are tall, which is a rare thing in their species. And I think that would be funny to see teenaged Zim where he's just like, what is happening to me? And he's getting Earth puberty, just like,
uh-oh. Is this
he
like Zim meets Big Mouth?
pretty much.
No.
Isn't Zim
Well, we got it on
in his-
Netflix, we can do it.
Isn't Zim like in his 50s or something? He's like an old man. He's a boomer.
Yeah, Zim's a
God
boomer.
damn.
Well, he's an alien, plus he's a cartoon, so you can do whatever you want to him. He could try to do something to make himself more human, and it just goes terribly wrong. It's like, no!
Oh god.
They have an
He's a cartoon! You can do whatever you want to him, as long as it's disturbing and funny.
And perhaps maybe have a little joke in there, like, hey Random, I want to ask you this, like, you know about that one time where they had the baby episode, where, like, Zim is trapped with, like, babies or something?
Yes.
Apparently, like, the leader was supposed to be Tommy Pickles, and they were gonna they were gonna have him die in a gruesome way.
There was like a bunch of like times where like people were gonna die in Invader Zim.
And they were like, hey, can you not do that? This is a kid show. And it was like, oh, you hired me to do a kid show. Oh, okay, sorry.
Do you remember Iggins from the
Iggins?
Game Slave 2 episode?
Oh, have you seen
Oh my
the hair
God.
episode?
Yeah.
Where they make his head explode for being too happy.
Yeah.
Oh, there was also an episode. I think it's the Christmas special where like this guy was embracing death, like he was like a building was gonna fall on him, and he's like, "Yes, take me, death." On the
He has his
they cut it
arms
out.
out. He's all happy.
It's just like, God, that guy had problems.
They cut it out in Hulu.
It's like, why does he hate himself? You see,
Yeah,
did?
Hulu cut it out.
Yeah.
bruh.
What is Can we talk about this like censorship of like the past? Like, it's getting kind of annoying, honestly.
It's, at least it isn't
Like-
as bad as, like,
Huh?
At least it isn't as bad as today's censorship where, like, you have people on Twitter throwing tantrums saying that this is offensive to them and that they demand that the episodes stop being played on TV.
Well, that's just people bitching and complaining. Like we're talking
But
about like
sometimes they-
actual executives like censoring shows.
Oh.
But here's the thing though, like sometimes those people bitching and complaining, hey Shane, are like sometimes their voices are heard and people just say, fine, here, we're getting rid of it. Happy?
Didn't they do that with The Simpsons too?
Yeah.
Then I brought back.
Uh-oh.
Our
Apu.
Family Guy. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'll be right back.
That is
The Familia guy.
Family boy. Family man.
Family hombre.
Family word, I guess.
Shut the fuck up. Family XY chromosome.
Oh god.
Well, that's offensive.
Why, I came from the portals of magic just to hear this.
Yeah. We were just talking about Zim. It was actually really fun.
For now.
For
Zim
now.
is cool.
I think it's time to move on.
Yeah.
It is,
Also,
sadly. We
Echo.
love you, Zim. We can't wait to watch you, and I can't wait to debate Random on whether or not it was a satisfying ending or not, and then I'll say, why are you mad? Because it subverted your expectations.
Shut
You
up,
know what?
Austin.
How about this, Austin? Like, once it comes out, do you want to actually do a video where we actually do a debate?
Yes, the Zim debate, but we have, like, our characters look like Zim characters.
I can definitely do that.
And, like, you're covered in blood and I'm covered in nacho sauce. Or better, you're covered in ketchup ketchup, I'm covered in nacho sauce. And we see Gurr holding it up there while Zim's just in the background there. It's just like, what's wrong with you, Zim? What's wrong with you, Gurr?
Yes.
And then we have a speech where Gurr says, I have type 2 diabetes!
If you were an alien species, would you be an Urkin?
Yes.
I would too, because they eat all the snacks, but the problem is because they eat snacks, that's why they're so damn short.
I think I could be a good Urkin because I have a good evil laugh.
Also snacks.
Also, Austin, since you're taller than me, you're safe, while I'm going to be sent to Blorge, home of the hideous rat people.
Why would you draw that?
Could you get?
He said.
Can you get any shorter? Well, since you haven't grown, you'll be sent to Blorge, home of the slaughtering rat people.
There was a female tallest, and she was supposed to be in an episode.
She got killed by Zim by accident.
What was that episode called where, like, it was Zim's backstory and we learned everything about him, and, like,
I think a lot of them were canned. Like, a lot of episodes were canned.
Yeah.
Blame
But there was one
Nickelodeon.
episode.
You know what, I've always had this thought? You ever wondered if, like, and Zim is basically the Christian of the Urkin race? Because
He's the dumbest one of the species.
Like, he's smart. Like, yeah, he can develop this cool shit, but at the same time, he's a fucking idiot. Like, he doesn't realize that, like, he says stupid shit and ruins stupid shit, and, like, when he disguises himself, he still is bad at that. Because, like, he has green skin, but he just has human eyes and human hair, but still green skin. Like, he's lucky that the people in the place he's in are idiots.
Mm-hmm. You know, social commentary. Earth are fucking dumb and gross.
Yeah.
Invader Zim was one of. Invader Zim was the first We Live in a Society cartoon. All right.
Imagine if Zim landed in, like, probably, I don't know, Italy or something.
Imagine if he landed in Canada. Imagine how hilarious that would. It's like, why are you all so nice? Stop!
You know what? If he landed in Canada, I feel like people would find him out.
Hey, can we switch topics?
But no, they would be like they would know that he's an alien, but they would be too nice, like, oh, hello there, Mr. Alien, Mr. Human, and he's like, what?
And fucking Justin Trudeau would be like, oh, we shouldn't hate on aliens even if they want to kill us and stuff.
Anyway, I think we need to move on.
I'm tapping my foot right now. I don't know what this. I've never seen this show.
You never seen a shit? Oh, CatBit, you piece of shit. Watch the show.
All right. Okay, let's Here's our next topic. So an animation studio in Japan last week has been set on fire, killing around 30 people or so. And
33.
Oh.
I saw that. Is that the same people
One of the people,
Kimba?
One of the people that died in the fire was a director for a lot of animes. He directed Dragon Maid. I think he directed Free. I have to look him up, but
didn't they also do K-On! Too?
Yeah, they did. Any Moe show you can think of, they made it.
I searched up Kyoto, and apparently they also made like this weird movie in like the 80s based on like some old property that you guys may or may not have heard of, but it's like this.
Which one?
It's kind of this is really disheartening, to be honest. Like
it is.
Like so many innocent lives have been taken by this fire. We don't know if like the person who started it has been arrested or like caught or whatever.
He is arrested. He was arrested. We have an identity.
Ill intent because it was definitely arson.
Because like this is really awful. Like human lives are important. We should always be happy that we all still have a chance to be alive, because like life is short, life is unexpected, and sometimes you just don't know when the worst could happen.
That is true.
And And to all the people on Twitter that are making jokes and memes about this,
Why would you make jokes about that? That's horrible.
like, fuck you.
Yeah.
Honest to God, fuck
Seriously.
you.
I agree. Fuck
I
you.
haven't seen those, but why would they exist?
There's a few memes that I've seen. It's like, come on, dude. People fucking died. Shut the fuck up, seriously.
Well,
Yeah.
be careful. Otherwise, YMS will make a tweet saying, "Free speech! It's free speech! It's free speech!"
Sure.
Donkey wait,
Shush.
donkey
Horse
fucker.
No, actually,
Yeah.
isn't YMS a horse fucker?
Yes.
Yeah,
Donkeys, horses, what's
He's
the...
So fuck you, Adam. So,
he's the incarnation of Mr. Hands.
So he has no right to judge.
yeah, yeah.
Look, here's the thing. Here's the thing. You have the right to say whatever you want, but you're not free of consequences. Especially if it's a fucking tragedy. Like, dude, if you're gonna joke about a tragedy, come on. Fuck you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he hasn't joked about it, but I'm just saying, like, he's very adamant about speech, and he's just like, you can make fun of me and call me names all you want. It's like, it's free speech.
It's very disheartening that people actually would like do stuff for like the sake of the meme, because something actually did happen on Twitter where people have been making jokes about it with this girl called Bianca.
Bianca.
Who's
Like,
Bianca?
All right, so this girl named Bianca got killed by like this dude because she wasn't interested in him, and then he like posted
Oh,
on that.
God.
I saw that. Yeah.
And then people are actually saying, like, making jokes about it, saying it was her fault too, and and there was also people who are actually jerking off to her dead body.
Oh, my God.
Bruh.
It's terrible. I hate
No bread
I hate
jokes.
people.
This is
Don't you? I
terrible.
hate people.
Like,
I
what?
hate people too.
What is
I want to develop a city like Rapture, only without the drug abuse, and just put all my friends in there so we can just spend the rest of our lives building a better future.
Hell yeah!
Basically, Discord the city.
Discord the city, but we have cool shit. We got a great retro 50s aesthetic.
Mhm.
We get all this cool stuff.
It'll be like Ralph Breaks the Internet, except it's organized better.
Yeah.
Organized better, and it's
Also,
not
not a
forced.
boring movie.
Yeah.
Like,
Nobody deserves death, especially the people
Nobody.
in Kyoto, right? Kyoto.
Even like
Yeah,
even
Kyoto.
I wouldn't wish death even to my worst enemies.
I do.
That's not joke. Like, this is serious, because to those people who watch our show that may or may not be from Kyoto, or somewhere where you visit Kyoto and you bump into the family members who are dealing with this, our hearts go out to you. The thoughts and prayers thing we're not going to say, because that is unfortunately now a meme, but we actually do think of and hope for the best in terms of justice for your relatives who have lost their lives due to this fucking asshole who probably burned down the place because he got stiffed on a check, which already prepares to the public to know how disturbing the animation industry is towards other people. But people don't deserve to die because of it.
Hey,
And
Dino.
this is a terrible thing, and I feel nothing but dread and just sadness for those families that have lost their sons or their husbands or their daughters' lives during all this.
That is the worst. You know what I've always thought was the worst ever? Is like when a kid dies, like a person's kid dies. Like that's always I felt worse about that.
Especially
Yeah.
like especially like it's even more disheartening as a parent when like your child dies before you do.
Yeah, like that's why like when I watch a TV show and like the person's backstory is like, oh, their kid died, it makes you feel horrible. Like in Stranger Things, like Hopper's kid dies. I always like Jesus. Like she was just a baby. Like that makes it even worse.
Well, I think like in terms of how they handled that and show, that is the most realistic way they could handle that. And
True.
they didn't make it super over the top. They made it realistic.
Yeah. But
And
Jesus
for
Christ.
this, which is real, all I can say is to the family in Kyoto that I hope for the best in terms of justice. I hope they don't execute the guy who did this, because a life is a life, no matter what they did.
Exactly.
But I believe that the family deserves justice, and I hope justice does happen for them.
Same here.
I have a few things to say about the situation. Random, go ahead.
Dino, I have one question.
What?
Wasn't the reason the guy did it because apparently he had the company took some rights from him or something of like
What happened? No, what happened? From what I've heard, what happened is that apparently Kyoto stole one of his ideas. What that idea was, it hasn't been made clear. Like, nobody knows, but he was just upset that they plagiarized him, so he just wanted to burn the whole place. And apparently, the day before the attack, this was posted on 2chan. Like a fucking calling call. That shit fucking disturbing, man.
Oh,
and also,
God.
yeah. And also, one last thing before you go, please, for the love of God, don't politicize this event, this travesty. Please don't.
And don't make jokes about this. Don't use this as an excuse to like ruin someone's reputation or like it's like, but just don't. This is like something I really want to call out people on. Just don't exploit tragedies just for attention, because that makes you because that makes you a scummy human being.
Exactly.
That's so much. Like, I just looked up Kyoto Animation, and the first thing that comes up is Kyoto Animation arson killing didn't get much attention because we couldn't demonize guns. Shut the fuck up, USA Today. Go fucking die. Seriously, like, Jesus Christ, people. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have said go die, but like, go fuck yourself. Seriously.
Fuck America.
I'm a proud American citizen, but there's sometimes you need to tell your country to F off, because if it doesn't, you don't learn nothing.
I agree wholly. Also, speaking of plagiarize, I've been seeing a whole lot of Lion King and Kimba recently.
Yeah.
Oh, that whole shindig.
For anyone who doesn't know, there was a whole like thing going around that like Lion King was like a knockoff of Kimba, but no one didn't really cared. But after IRL Lion King, people now cared, and there's like even more into it.
Look,
like like didn't the creator of Kimba actually wanted to make Kimba like a remake of it years ago, but they just like fuck you, and then they made their own version.
They made the Lion King.
What happened was, alright, it's been going on for like years. I think it's been going on since the 80s, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong.
I believe since the 90s, because like the Japanese actually made some petitions to have Disney credit the movie to Iizuka for creating.
You know what's even worse is I read somewhere that apparently they waited a long time to make the Lion King until the guy died.
Honestly, with how scummy companies are scummy, like recently with what they did with Steven Hillenburg and going against his wishes after he passed away, I wouldn't put that behind them.
Man, if I ever had my own series and stuff, I would be scared of that shit.
Same.
Like even in death, I'd be scared. Like if you guys ever had your own series, what would you do if like after you die? Would you be like, nope, stop everything you're doing?
End it. As soon as I die, end it.
Yeah.
I would entrust it to somebody who can carry on my vision, because I know.
Go.
What? Sorry, who was yelling?
Let Austin go.
I think it was Austin. What were you saying, Austin?
I said I would trust somebody who could handle my vision, because I wouldn't mind my vision to be created. Take Eiji Tsuburaya, creator of Ultraman. He died right after his second series, Ultra 7, came out, but he trusted people, mostly his son, to bring back the franchise and what made it such a huge conglomerate. So as long as you trust somebody with a franchise who can do it the right way, then that's fine.
Yeah.
Legacy.
I remember the one guy who did Back to the Future, he made a deal stating that like if he dies, they don't get to fuck with the movies.
Yeah.
Like they don't do like what they did to Star Wars and shit.
Yeah.
Well, George Lucas is surprisingly alive. Isn't that guy like 80?
Yay!
Wait, he's 80? I thought he was like 60 something.
Wait, George Lucas is 80?
Hold on, I could be wrong.
I thought he was
I was somewhat right, 75.
Jesus Christ, I thought he was like in his like 50s or like 60 something.
No, he's old as fuck. He's 75. I'm George Lucas. I have no chin.
Alright, man. My name is George Lucas.
It looks like
I like to
Colonel
add
Sanders.
things.
Also, when the fuck is Disney going to ever release the original version stuff? I'll be honest. I don't really mind the new edition stuff, but it is kind of cool to see what it was before they did all this stuff.
I mean, they now.
I've heard countless times that they are gonna release the original versions at some point. I don't know when. And also, here's the thing. When I don't know if it's true for most stuff in the entertainment industry, but in animation, whenever you make a cartoon and you give it to a studio, that studio owns the cartoon. You lose all the rights. Sure, you created it, but they own it.
Yeah,
they could do whatever they want.
That's the unfortunate part. That's what's going on. SpongeBob. Yes, Steven made the show, but he doesn't own it.
Unfortunately, Paramount owns the shit out of it.
I thought it was Viacom.
Viacom owns Paramount.
Paramount's Viacom. Potato.
I get the feeling that Disney's gonna own Paramount one day.
No, I'm pretty sure
happen.
I'm pretty sure when the day Viacom goes out of business for people getting sick of their scummy corporate ways, that's when Disney will strike.
Oh yeah.
So
Viacom is the reason why YouTube has a shitty cop.
Yeah.
They were also the reason in the 90s why Star Trek stuff wasn't made mass produced for the fans. Because whenever people tried to make something and sell it, they wouldn't let them use it, they wouldn't let them wear it, they wouldn't let them market it or anything. And it's just Viacom won't let Star Trek go. It's God.
I mean, we are getting some new Star Trek things. I mean, we got we're getting a mediocre. We're getting a new adult cartoon being written by the people that made Rick and Morty, and it looks pretty bad. And I'm gonna.
No offense, Star Trek shouldn't be a comedy. Star Trek. Okay, here I go. Okay. Star Trek is about politicism as well as compassion, because every Star Trek I've seen, even if there's a fight, they always try to find a peaceful negotiation out of it, where the fleet is always trying to destroy the Klingons. Picard and Kirk are no, we are going to sit down and talk.
I'm gonna bet you this, Austin, that the Nickelodeon cartoon is gonna be way more mature and made more visually better than this adult cartoon that they're making.
There's gonna be a Nick cartoon.
Yeah, Nickelodeon's making a
cartoon Star Trek.
Yeah, Nickelodeon's making a Star Trek.
Then. But what about that one show that Nickelodeon had as a pilot where the kid yells "Mission, yeah" over and over?
I haven't heard back on Aatrox for that.
I want to talk to him so bad. One, because I want to work with him on it, and second, I love it.
I've always wanted to make a clay figure of that blue guy. He looks like the king of Cosmos with his big old red nose.
He does.
I love that
Star Trek
design. I was like, you're a buzzing bee.
And here's the thing: I didn't grow up that much with the Star Trek show, but I respect what it was. I respect it showed Roddenberry's vision of a world where people put aside their differences and get the fuck along and actually work through things.
Mm-hmm. Hey,
and here's also a funny thing about Star Trek. Ronald Reagan visited the set of Next Generation after he was president, and several of his cabinet members wanted to sit in his chair, and these are people who could have killed Patrick Stewart and everyone there, but it's I love Star Trek. I want to sit there. And then Ronald Reagan just sat there without anyone asking, just Patrick Stewart's bitch.
Hello, I'm Ronald Reagan, CEO of Racism. How can I help you?
Hey, can we talk about the other?
What's your thoughts on that new Star Trek that's apparently made from Quentin Tarantino?
I don't care about Quentin Tarantino, so I could care less. Star Trek is not Star Trek at the moment, but you want to know what is Star Trek? The fucking Orville.
Wow. It's sad that Seth MacFarlane is better with live action than he is with animation.
He is a fan. He is a fanboy of Star Trek, and when you watch that show, that is a more comedic version of Star Trek: The Next Generation. It has good characters. It has people. It makes them a little more flawed, in my opinion. Like, where they're kind of assholes. And
It's
like
an actual good story. It's show.
Well, the story isn't really a story. It's more like, what planet are we going on next? That's Star Trek, where it's serialized, where it's like it doesn't have an overarching plot until like a couple episodes. But
Yeah.
Hey, can we rush through the last two topics for today?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, sure.
Okay, topic number 1, Sonic and OKKO crossover. What are your thoughts on this mess?
exciting.
No. Oh, hell.
I hope it's fun. I hope to see Dr. Robotnik and Lord Foxman yell at each other.
Oh my god, you know what'd be funny? You know what that Jim Cummins did the voice of Eggman in the Sonic Sad AM cartoon?
Yeah.
Do you think they'll hire him to do Eggman, or they'll do like Mike Pollock?
They'll probably have Mike Pollock do Eggman. I'm pretty sure they're just gonna make a joke with like his voice.
I hope they hate each other.
That'd be funny if they did, actually. Because they kind of look similar. They're both like little tiny fat men.
And I'm gonna say this: if that episode does not have Eggman drawn off model for one scene to look like this, I will be pissed.
My beautiful head fart drifting off into deep space.
He looks like a butt plug.
Oh my god. Shut up. Oh my god.
We better
I'm
have
excited, but I want Jaleel White to come back as Sonic.
He did. It was called the Eddie LeBron film.
And it was bad.
People.
But I don't think
Alright,
it's Jalil's fault.
No, it wasn't his fault. Listen, never blame Jaleel White. Jaleel White is a good boy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I give him a kiss on the cheek.
okay, topic.
Okay, too far.
Topic number 2. Disney buys out Activision. Okay, topic.
Okay, too far.
Topic number 2. Disney buys out Activision, and I am paranoid as hell for that decision.
Hell
Of
no.
course you are.
Hello, I am Makarov, and you're watching Disney Channel. Remember, no Russian.
No,
I am
but
Neocortex. You're watching the Disney Channel, you fucking piece of shit.
that's my big fear with it. It's like Disney has shut down so many of their games divisions because they don't meet some exaggerated expectations. Like they shut down Junction Point after the failure of that one Mickey game they made. They shut down their entire game division because of how badly Disney Infinity was performing. And
that was the thing.
And let's be honest with ourselves. Like, what was the reason that they shut down LucasArts again?
Wait, they shut down LucasArts?
Yeah, they shut down LucasArts as soon as they bought out Star Wars.
Why?
Strange Magic was a piece of shit.
Lol.
You know, I heard somewhere that they were gonna buy the rights back from EA for them to stop making Star Wars games, but I haven't heard anything from that yet.
Haven't heard.
I wish they would actually do that.
All right.
I'm pretty sure I hope that they do that and like with the Simpsons.
Oh yeah, that's right. Every Simpsons game now has to be made from EA.
Yeah.
That sucks.
My big fear is that like if Activision fails, like they'll shut it down, and like my big concern is like what they'll do with the Crash and Spyro IPs, because like they just came back after a 10-year hiatus. I don't think anybody's gonna want to stomach another 10-year hiatus.
They probably won't do shit with them. Like they'll probably forget, like, oh yeah, these characters.
I mean, like the last time a movie studio had a stranglehold on these franchises, like. Have you seen what happened with Have you seen what Universal has done to the PS2 with these characters during the PS2 days?
Actually, no.
They made that one Crash game where he has like tattoos on his arms. He looks like a crack addict.
Wait,
what?
And it doesn't help it didn't help with the fact that like Universal like abused these studios who developed these games, which was another scummy thing out of them.
Wasn't Jimmy Neutron in the games or something like that?
Jimmy's voice actress played Coco.
Yeah, she did. And
why can't we get like the remake of Jimmy vs. Jimmy Negatron? I'm waiting for that.
Hell yeah.
I'm still waiting for a remake Also, what's with that buzzing noise?
I don't know
That's
what
not
that
me.
is.
That's probably you. That's probably you, Sugar Shane. That's like some interference thing.
No, that's how can that be me if I'm hearing it?
Guys, no arguing.
Also, quit calling me Sugar Shane, asshole.
Alright, now let's
Also,
and
when
now,
are we gonna get a remake of Scooby-Doo Mystery Mayhem and Scooby-Doo Unmasked?
yeah, hopefully
I
like,
doubt we're gonna get those.
Shit.
but so now we're here for our final topic to end the podcast. Austin, can you give it away? And we only have like 10 minutes, so make it quick.
Okay, I will. Once upon a time in Japan, they released a 60s show called Ultraman, and it was a big success until a company in Thailand somehow got the rights named Chayo, and after years and years of preventing it from coming to the United States, they officially won a court case, and Tsuburaya is bringing every Ultraman show so far to the United States, and a fucking American reboot. Done by the people who developed the cartoon versions of Men in Black, Godzilla, Big Guy and Rusty, so on. So now on Amazon, the original Ultraman series and the show before it, Ultra Q, is now up for pre-order. So if you guys are even remotely curious about this stuff, I highly recommend you support this whole thing coming out, because this is a franchise that could actually, outdo Superman, Batman, and Spider-Man, given the right people, because this franchise has been prevented at bootleg so many times overseas and here that it could be something special. And I'm extremely looking forward to owning the Blu-ray of the original show. And I've seen every episode of the original show. I've had all these shitty DVDs of it, but this is the official, and that's pretty much all I gotta say.
Double nice.
So
I remember as a kid, I remembered I used to watch videos of the original Ultraman, also that one where he fought, it wasn't Godzilla, but, it was...
G-Ras.
Yeah, they got a Godzilla costume and gave him, one of those, what's that, those things that, that little dinosaur had in Jurassic... Yeah.
Funny thing you should say that Eiji Tsuburaya is the co-creator and special effects artist of every of the 60s and 70s Godzilla film. Well, up until he died, but he's responsible for the big time 60s ones.
wow.
Hey, Austin, if you
Yes.
can have any monster costume from Ultraman, what would it be?
Dadas.
What, can you tell us what a Dada is?
A Dada is basically this white and black striped character with a weird face on it, and it's so bizarre looking it has to be seen. I recommend you Google it.
What's that one monster that has popcorn skin? He has a very tiny head, but big old giant fists. He looked like a lizard and shit.
Red King?
Wait, hold up. I think that is him. Hold on. You guys
Red
keep
King's
talking.
pretty good.
He looks.
And then you get
he looks
the
like
bug,
literal
which is
Pokemon.
Zeton. But again, this franchise is a big deal because in the 60s and 70s and 80s they reran it on TV a bunch, and now it's gaining more and more popularity because of Crunchyroll, and now that an American company is developing a reboot of this and possibly going to send it to Netflix, because Netflix will pick it up because they're like, okay, we already own the anime of it, so we'll already do that. This could actually be a game changer for superhero shows and superhero films in that market, because Ultraman movies are incredibly not as costly as you think they are to make. They're just the TV show with a bigger budget. That's it.
We need to bring back more shows with giant monsters and costumes.
Because I think we're done with the human-sized superhero. We're ready for more stuff like Pacific Rim. We're ready for more stuff like Godzilla. We're ready.
Yeah.
We're ready. We want the superhero who can tower a building, but yet have the gentlest and tiniest heart of all.
Yeah.
Yeah, and people who say miniature sets are corny, fuck you, that shit is awesome.
Oh, fun fact as well. Eiji Tsuburaya made a replica of a real street, and people thought the street replica was the real street.
Wow.
I remember that same thing happened in the original Godzilla, he destroyed a movie theater, and people thought, oh shit!
And And that's the power. And plus, we need practical sets. We need this to come back. I don't want an all-CG superhero anymore, because look at Spider-Man. How much you want to bet? Even when he's talking, that's not actually, that's just it's a CG version that they grafted over. I don't want that. I want a man in a rubber suit that looks cheesy but heroic. And that's what we need to make come back, because in terms of CGI, we've gone too far. Way too far. To a point where it all looks fake.
My thing with CG is, like, I think it can look nice if you know what you're doing, or probably mix both, like what Hellboy did. Like, they would do that, where, like, they would mix practical effects with CG, and it looks really nice.
That's what recent Ultraman movies are doing, too.
That's, honestly, I feel that's the best way you should make with, like, with CGI live-action hybrids. Just, like, practical effects and CGI, like... I said this countless times already, but it's like, if you want to make a CG character of sorts look convincing, and if it's like really small, just make it like make it like a puppet of sorts. Probably have like the Jim Henson Creature Shop work on it.
Yeah, exactly. And they worked on an Ultraman movie. Can you imagine how fucking terrifying the monsters would look?
Oh yeah.
Also, like, there's nothing wrong with making him a puppet. Like, for most part, most puppet characters are really good. Like, take a look at Gizmo. Like, Gizmo's cute.
Or the Skeksis.
Yeah. Like, the Skeksis are kicking fucking man.
So,
They look like rotten beef jerky with bird faces.
That is, but I highly recommend, like, Ultraman, just, like, because it's a ridiculously cheesy, it's overly optimistic, but it's fun. And that's what we need for entertainment nowadays, and fans of this franchise need to support this.
That's all I gotta say. Because I remember watching a lot of that as a kid. Like, I also remember a scene where, like, there's like a monster fight, and one of the monsters ripped off this guy's leg, and then his mouth. I'm like, Jesus Christ. And it looked really violent. It's like, how'd they do that?
Because it was the 60s, they didn't give a fuck back then.
No, I mean, like, how do they actually get to, like, do that? Where it's like, okay, if you're gonna have the monster tear off his arm, you need to, like, do the inside skin and then the regular skin. It's like, that stuff is fascinating.
Then you get Ultra 7, where he literally slits a monster's throat and blood just spurts out. Bruh. And I think that'd be cool for adult audiences in the US as well as kids, but again, we need to support this, and I think we should wrap it up now.
Yeah, I've been waiting for you to wrap it up. So it's like, is this the end of this week's Comfy Couchcast, everyone?
Well, you wanted to, so yeah.
Well, everyone, it's time for our little wrap up. I'm CatBit. Who are you people?
I'm Austin.
Dino. I'm Dino.
Shane. I'm going to travel to the 6th dimension.
And
I'm Random Harry. I gotta go.
Thanks for listening, and I hope you all have a great day.